Before the dawn of the 21st century, America's immigration and customs enforcement functions were spread across various government agencies. Then came the tragic events of September 11, 2001. A profound shift in national security thinking took hold, leading to the creation of the Department of Homeland Security in 2002. Within this sprawling new department, a powerful new federal law enforcement agency emerged: United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement, commonly known as ICE. Its mission is to protect the United States from transnational crime and illegal immigration that threaten national security and public safety. This new entity consolidated functions from the United States Customs Service and parts of the Immigration and Naturalization Service, becoming a key player in the nation's defense. ICE operates with two distinct law enforcement components, each with its own focus. Homeland Security Investigations, or HSI, functions as the primary investigative arm of the Department of Homeland Security. It targets sophisticated transnational criminal organizations involved in everything from human trafficking and weapons smuggling to cybercrime and child exploitation. Their agents, often working undercover, unravel complex criminal networks that span continents. In contrast, Enforcement and Removal Operations, or ERO, shoulders the highly visible and often contentious responsibility of apprehending, detaining, and removing undocumented immigrants. This dual structure, however, creates friction. In 2018, nearly 24 senior HSI special agents expressed a desire for formal separation from ERO. They argue that the public often confuses HSI's criminal investigative work with ERO's civil immigration enforcement, hindering their ability to build trust and operate effectively. Since its inception, ICE's enforcement tactics have evolved significantly. In the post-9/11 era, the agency adopted a strategy focused on deterring illegal entries through increased enforcement along the borders. This included implementing smart border technology, like electronic sensors and infrared cameras. Specialized units, such as HSI's Special Response Teams, resembling federal SWAT elements, handle high-risk operations. Meanwhile, ERO deploys fugitive operations teams that target individuals with outstanding deportation warrants and serious criminal convictions. The Secure Communities program, linking fingerprint data from criminal arrests to immigration databases, further integrates enforcement across federal and local levels. This transformed how the agency identifies and processes undocumented individuals. A critical and often controversial aspect of ERO's work involves its network of custodial facilities. Here, individuals suspected of being illegally present are detained. On any given day, tens of thousands of people are held in these centers. This number is mandated by Congress. These facilities, some operated by private corporations under government contracts, face mounting scrutiny. Reports have surfaced of various issues, from allegations of sexual abuse that see minimal investigation to claims of forced sterilization on women in certain facilities. Detainees also report being served expired meals or food that violates religious dietary restrictions, leading to illness and protests. Such conditions contribute to a larger narrative of concerns about human rights within the detention system. Perhaps no policy draws as much public attention as the separation of migrant children from their families at the United States southern border. This was implemented under a zero-tolerance approach. This policy, which saw nearly 3,000 minors separated from their parents, triggered widespread condemnation and drew comparisons to historical injustices. Beyond family separation, the system also sees cases of United States citizens being wrongfully detained. Sometimes, this lasts for months or even years due to reliance on incomplete or error-prone databases. These incidents highlight the profound human consequences of immigration enforcement and raise questions about the accuracy and fairness of the processes involved. Beyond the headlines, undocumented immigration has a significant economic impact on the United States. Research suggests that these immigrants contribute to the United States economy, increasing its size and contributing to overall economic growth. They often take jobs that complement, rather than compete with, native-born workers, helping to keep prices lower for consumers. Furthermore, studies indicate that undocumented immigrants contribute billions annually to the Social Security Trust Fund through taxes. This is true even though they are generally ineligible to receive benefits from these programs unless they transition to legal status. The complex fiscal picture reveals that, in aggregate, tax revenues generated by immigrants often exceed the cost of services they use. One of the most persistent public discussions revolves around the relationship between undocumented immigration and crime. Research from various academic studies indicates that undocumented immigrants are less likely to commit crimes than native-born citizens, or even legal immigrants. While some studies point to a minor association with drug-related offenses, there is no widespread evidence suggesting that undocumented immigration increases violent crime rates. Tougher immigration enforcement, in fact, does not appear to reduce crime rates. It may even divert law enforcement resources from other areas. Instead, stricter border enforcement often pushes migrants into more dangerous routes, increasing risks and reliance on smugglers. The debate over sanctuary cities pits local jurisdictions against federal immigration enforcement. These cities adopt policies that limit their cooperation with ICE. They often prevent local police from holding individuals solely based on an ICE detainer if they are otherwise cleared for release. Proponents argue these policies build trust between immigrant communities and local law enforcement, encouraging crime reporting. Opponents claim they undermine federal law. Research on these policies suggests they have no statistically meaningful impact on crime rates. Some studies even suggest they may lead to greater public safety by fostering community cooperation. In response to various ICE policies, particularly family separations, a powerful public movement has emerged. The Abolish ICE movement gained traction, sparking widespread protests across the nation, including the Occupy ICE demonstrations. These protests target ICE facilities and even companies perceived as aiding the agency. The movement reflects a deep dissatisfaction with the agency's enforcement tactics and detention practices. It represents a significant shift in public discourse surrounding immigration enforcement, demanding accountability and fundamental reform of federal immigration agencies.